Welcome to the healing tonight. Thank you for joining me. I'm really excited to get going on this. I wanted to explain something real quickly before I get started on the healing. Tonight's healing is a next step healing, and I'm going to break it into two parts. The first part is I'm going to look at the energy that gets between you and you're taking your next step that affects your four bodies: your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your spiritual body. Then I'm going to take a look at a metaphor for your next step, and I look at that in the terms of like a doorway. So we're going to look at the symbol of a doorway through which you would be passing to go to your next step and clean out whatever might be blocking you or preventing you from taking that next step. So I'm really excited to do this healing tonight. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I will start this with a prayer and then begin the healing. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity, that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. Okay, I'm going to be working the energy of everyone in the group tonight as a collective. So I'm going to be talking to you as if I'm talking to you one-on-one, because whatever energy I'm working on is a matching energy that everybody has. Now, I would say most of the time, there may be a few energies that you hear me talking about that aren't relevant to you, but for the most part, everything that I'm looking at is a collective of matching energies from everyone in the group. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started now and take a look at your energy. And I'm going to begin with your physical body and take a look at what energies may be blocking you from taking your next step in your physical body. And the first thing I see is a dark energy in your cells. It's kind of like a real dark brown, and it's lowering the energy of your body. I'm going to start grounding that out of you. This is a lot of really old energy, old foreign energy. So there's a lot of invalidation in this vibration as it's coming out. And part of how I'm getting this out of your physical body is working on your master cell, and that's working really well. We've got about 3/4 of that dark energy cleared out of your master cell, and then I'll be putting it back in. Oh, a lot of that is disappointment from past failures of attempting to take next steps and them not working out or getting discouraged. So that's great that that's coming out. And this particular space of cleaning out the energy in your body is filling up right away with a really bright yellow gold. I see the energy of exhaustion coming out too. And for those of you that have children, what I see is that there's a lot more activity and energy passing in and out of your body because the children are home more and there's more people in the house, is what I see. And there's some anger coming out too over, I guess the best way to describe this would be being imposed upon with the restrictions. So there's a lot of anger coming out of the physical body on this level. Yeah, your body's not getting enough activity and it wants you to know that. I'm just the messenger passing that along. All right, that looks good. Going to fill your physical body up with gold. And now we'll take a look at your emotional body and what's blocking you from your next step there. Um, there's a lot of fear and anxiety. Some worry is coming out. And a lot of disappointment about where things are right now, kind of what's going on. If you're if you are a spirit in a female body, what I see is that you are experiencing some female hysteria. I'm going to ground that. And an awful lot of like a gray stress coming out. There's the energy of feeling weakened, um, not having enough energy in the body or enough stability in the emotions to take a next step. So we're clearing that. This space is also starting to clear out, and I see you bringing in like an orange gold here. Also going to help you fill in with enthusiasm in your emotional body. Good. Okay. I'm going to move on to your mental body now. There's a lot of unconscious energy in your mental body, and that's because it sits on top of pain. So, wherever you have pain sitting in your space, you've got a layer of unconscious energy on top of it. And that is a white energy that you're starting to clear. I think this is kind of interesting. I see that your wisdom, your spiritual wisdom, is being taxed right now, and there's a a fatigue in your wisdom space, and it has to do with um, the pandemic and just everything that's going on and how crazy and fast the world is moving and changing right now, and how much added stress that has put on your mental body. And um, got a grounding cord on that, and you're starting to release it. Going to do a little clean out for the center of your head, for your mental body. Good. Your mental body is starting to come into sharper focus. And what that means is that a lot of the unconscious energy has gone. I can see it a lot more clearly now. There's a bit of exhaustion going on in your coping skills. That's kind of a grainy charcoal energy that's coming out. And you're starting to fill your mental body in with this beautiful clear green. Kind of like a cross between a spring green and a Kelly green. But clear, you can see through it. Okay, I'm going to take a look at your spiritual body now and where there are blocks for your next step. And there seems to be a lot of energy, a collective of a lot of energy around your third chakra, which is in your solar plexus. And this is what's called your energy distribution chakra. And it kind of regulates and tells your body how much energy and where to move that energy to. And there are 3 very distinct places in the stomach region that I can see clumps of charcoal colored gray energy. And they're all related to that third chakra, which also governs your willpower. So we're going to start the healing there. This part of your third chakra healing has to do with other people trying to tell you what they think you should do or how they think you should do something. So it's a lot of other people's directives towards you and telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing. That's a lot of the energy that I'm finding there affecting the third chakra. And I see a level of fear in the spiritual body that we're going to move out. There's also competition. That's a white energy coming out. And that comes from, again, people trying to tell you what you can and can't have or how you should and shouldn't do your next step. And there's kind of a waxy energy that you're starting to say hello to and clear. And it's, to me, it looks like it's there and it's leftover apathy from not having enough to do being at home and kind of just getting into that energy vibration of, I don't know, and I just don't care what happens. Like, I just don't care. That I see that as um, the next layer of energy coming out of your energetic body. And you're filling your spiritual body in with gold. And what's great is that all of the four bodies line up. They're all in alignment now. They stack one on top of the other. And that's really what we want. All right. Now I'm going to move to the second part of the healing. And the second part is where I'm going to be using the metaphor of the actual doorway for your next step. And we're going to look at the energy around the doorway on the threshold and clean that out of any debris or blocks. Also, there might be beings blocking you, or you might have healing agreements with someone that's blocking you. So we're going to take a look at all of that now. Well, the good news is that the doorway is partially opened. That's good. And it's a big door. The way that I see it is a big wooden door, and it's kind of cracked open. So that's a good sign that it's not sealed. And there's some very dark, almost black energy on the threshold that you would be stepping over into your new step or your next step, excuse me. So I'm going to start there, grounding the threshold of the doorway. Some of this is just plain old garden variety destroy energy. That's the black. Good job. That was really great. As that black energy left, you immediately filled it in with bright, bright yellow gold. So the black that was on the threshold of the doorway is gone. I'm noticing some family energy in front of your next step. So I'm going to show you where that is in the doorway and watch you ground it. And the energy of indecisiveness and kind of foggy energy is coming out now, where you may not be taking your next steps because you just can't, you don't recognize what your next step is. So confusion is coming out of the doorway now. This is pretty cool. Where you're releasing energy, you've switched and you've started to fill in with certainty, which is a blue vibration that I see coming in, very, very pretty clear blue. And certainty translates into confidence in the body. And that doorway is becoming more well defined. I can see it a lot more clearly, which means that you're going to be able to see your doorway a lot more clearly too. And now the actual door is being opened. And Divinity just came in and started doing a healing on you for happiness, enthusiasm, peace of mind, and enjoyment of life. And all of those goodies that I just mentioned are being rolled into like one energy vibration that looks like when a clear soap bubble is out in the sun and it has that translucent rainbow effect in the sunlight. That's what the energy looks like that's being brought into your doorway right now for your next step. And now the doorway is completely open. And when I look through it, there's a lot of light, like gold out in the cosmos. There's a lot of light. and you can see really far. So that's all good. You want that. You want that long distance vision so that when you look out on your horizon, you can see as far as you can see. There's a lot of new ideas and inventions out on the horizon and creations. So you want to be able to have that long distance vision. And then the last thing I'm going to do is ground your feet to the center of the planet, get you back in your body so that you have your energy to take that next step. A fair chunk of your next step energy is coming back from your family, also from bosses, a little bit from coworkers, but a lot of next step energy being blocked by bosses. The energy of your next step has now come up to a very colorful vibration. There are a lot of blues, purples, greens, um, bright yellow, a lot of light in this vibration of next steps, like yellow gold light. And I can see your body coming up into a higher level of enthusiasm than where it was. Okay, I'm going to fill you in with your final suns. All right. Good job. You filled in with lots and lots of yellow gold. And I'm going to go ahead and close out the healing. May it be with the blessing of divinity that this healing today for your next step be complete. Amen. And I wanted to let those of you that came to the free healing tonight know that normally this would be part of the soul support membership, which you get at least 2 healings, group healings like this a month. Last month I had 3 events. I also opened up a live session where you could call in and ask me questions. So each month I try to do a bunch of different events for the soul support membership, and that's just $27 a month. So if that's something that interests you, you can go ahead and email me at karinfogerty@gmail.com, and I can get you set up with your own membership. For one person, it's $27. If you want to sign up for you and your partner, it's $49. And if you want to sign up your whole family, it's $64. And how that works is when I'm doing these healings, I'm healing off of who is a registered member or who has registered for the free healing tonight. So you have to be on the list for it to count and for me to know that I'm healing you. And so I just wanted to extend that offer to you. I have another free event next week on Wednesday night, and I'm going to be teaching a class on how to raise your body energy. And I'm very excited about that. We're going to learn a little bit about how to work with your master cell. Now, you heard me talk about that tonight. I'm actually going to teach you how to work with it next Wednesday night. And that announcement will come out again at the beginning of next week, and it will have a free registration button. So please, by all means, if you want to join, come along. I would love to have you. I think that's all the announcements I have for right now. We have one more soul support healing in the sanctuary this month, and that's going to be on freedom. I'm breaking that healing down into two: freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And freedom of expression is really more for, let's say you're an artist or a musician, or you're somebody that needs to express themselves outside of like traditional norms. And so the healing's going to address that as well, is a freedom of expression. Okay. I guess I'm done. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope you have a good night's sleep tonight. Got my eyes on you. Thank you for joining me tonight.